Here's a poster of one of Ernest Hemingway's novels, but today we're going to explore the actual house that Ernest Hemingway lived in Key West. So let's check it out. The Hemingway house was actually around for much longer before the Hemingways ever actually lived in it. It was originally constructed in 1851 by Asa Tift in a French colonial style. It is located on 907 Whitehead Street, right across from the Key West Lighthouse, and it also has the second highest elevation on the entire island of Key West. When the Hemingways moved to Key West in the late 1920s, this house was originally in quite a lot of disrepair, and Hemingway's wife Pauline even said that it had a haunted quality about it. However, she eventually convinced her wealthy uncle to buy the house for them as a wedding present. Little by little, the house was repaired and renovated, with the basement turning into a wine cellar and the back carriage house turning into a writing studio. When Ernest was away in Spain during the Spanish Civil War in 1937, his wife Pauline decided to install a large swimming pool, the first ever swimming pool in Key West, and also in the entire Florida Keys. It was considered very expensive at the time, priced at $20,000. At that time, the cost of the pool was more than twice the price of the entire property. When Ernest finally returned to discover that his wife had constructed this pool, he was quite angry. The common story is that he grabbed a penny and tossed it onto the ground, saying, "You might as well take my last cent." And apparently that cent was never found again. Many people still try to look for it, but no one has ever found it. Despite Hemingway's initial protests against the swimming pool, he eventually learned to like it. At the property's height, there were peacocks roaming around that Ernest chose for himself, and he also organized many boxing matches. It was only in 1939 when Hemingway decided to move to Cuba and leave the house. After Pauline and Ernest divorced in 1940, Pauline continued to live in the house until she died in 1951. After that point, the house remained vacant, although the house remained in Hemingway's name, until 1961, when he committed suicide. Today the house is a museum, and a very popular one, especially among tourists. When the house was auctioned off in the early 1960s, the new owners wanted to use it as a private residence. However, there was such an interest in the house that they decided to open it as a museum in 1964. While not all the furniture on the inside of the house is original, some of the larger furniture items are. Despite this, the house still maintains a very accurate picture of what the house would have looked like at its peak in the 1930s. When I visited the house myself, I found that it was possible to explore the entire house. The only portion of the property that is inaccessible is the writing studio. From there is a screen that keeps people out from exploring the entire studio, but you can still look in and see the whole area. Besides its historical significance, another important factor to consider are the cats. When you visit the Hemingway house, you will find quite a large number of cats roaming around, and many of them have 6 toes on each paw. The story goes that the original 6-toed cat, Snowball, was a gift from a sea captain to Ernest Hemingway after Hemingway expressed a certain fondness for this cat. Since then, that original 6-toed cat sired many other cats, most of them containing the same mutation of 6 toes. When I explored the property, I discovered not only many cats but also cat houses, in which the cats could take shelter from the hot sun and drink some water and get some food. Interestingly, there was also a small cat cemetery with all the names of the cats who lived on the property over the years. As a literary buff myself, I thoroughly enjoyed visiting the Hemingway house. Its unique architecture and historical significance are unparalleled. and it gives one the chance to explore a truly historical house in a way that it looked many, many decades ago. In a way, it almost feels like stepping back in time. And of course, there's a gift shop that allows you to buy some of Hemingway's novels, as well as some merchandise. But overall, the Ernest Hemingway house in Key West, Florida is a wonderful thing to visit if you are ever in Key West. But that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, of course leave a like and maybe subscribe, and look forward to more travel videos in the future.